Yo, what's going on, everybody? Something give like, I don't know, like 90 seconds for everybody to pour in, and then we're just gonna start right away. Let me go ahead and share screen. Yeah, so today we're gonna be talking about, first of all, can y'all hear me? Let me just check, make sure. Can everybody hear me? I'll just type in the chat if you can. You guys hear me? All right, cool. Yeah, so today we're gonna be talking about making money in DeFi, right? Which is what everybody kind of wants to know. And basically, I'm just going to clarify a lot of the definitions or terms that are being thrown around, because literally everybody refers to all of this that I'm about to talk about as staking. And that's not the case. But regardless, we're going to cover all that. I'm going to cover like the 5 or 6 or 7 different ways right now, categories to make money in DeFi. So you're going to want to stay tuned until the end. And let me share screen and start this. All right. Let me just share my desktop. All right, cool. Let me know if you all can see my desktop, and then we can start. I'm ready. Everything good? Just give me the green light. All right, perfect. Let me just minimize the chat here. All right, cool, guys. So let's start, right? I made a Twitter thread like, what was it, 2 days ago on the different ways of making money in DeFi. So I'm gonna go over it one by one, and let's basically start, right? It seems like a lot of people like this thread. So let's elaborate a little bit more on it and actually explain all this stuff, right? So the first thing I'm gonna start with is lending. This is probably the most simple thing to grasp, and I have like a cool little visual for you guys. So you guys will hear me talk about Aave a lot, and that is just a DeFi app that connects lender and borrower. It's a protocol that's decentralized, right? And yeah, it's a piece of software, open source, that people are contributing to. It's a big community. They have a token called Aave, cryptocurrency, that is the voting power governance token of the platform. So yeah, it's a DeFi app. But so lending your money is basically, this is what banks are doing, right? So when a bank goes up to you and offers you a savings account with like 0.02 interest or whatever, they're taking your money that you have in savings and lending it out to other people for like a markup, right? Let's say 5%. And they keep almost that whole 5% and give you crumbs, right? That's where DeFi is different, of course. Aave is basically doing the same thing, right? It's lending and borrowing people's money using like pools of crypto assets. But the difference here is, instead of taking like 99% of profits, Aave gives you like almost 90%, and they keep 11%, which goes to the treasury. And the treasury is actually community owned. So Aave token holders literally control that money, right? The treasury money. So, you know, it's kind of like indirectly, that 11% is like indirectly helping benefit you if you're an Aave token holder. But regardless, right? So, shit, somebody just gotta mute somebody. Hold on. There we go. Okay, my bad. Yeah, so when you're making money in Aave, and let me just show you guys how that looks like, you're basically just depositing it into a crypto pool, and that pool is like open to anybody, right? So when people come in and borrow from that pool, you get a portion of the profits and the interest that they pay, right? That's all that is. So when you're depositing into Aave, it's not staking, right? You're not staking anything. You can withdraw your money whenever you want, right? So yeah, Aave and lending, and Aave is not the only DeFi app that does this, right? We have Compound, Cream, there's tons. But lending is probably the most simple concept to understand. Basically, you're depositing your money into a platform and saying, hey, I'm hands-free, and this app is going to take care of lending my money out to people and paying me for it, right? And everybody that's borrowing money from the platform is over collateralized, meaning they have more money inside Aave than they do from the loans. So nobody can ever run away with your money, right? If somebody's borrowing $10,000 in USDC, they have to have at least like, let's say $50,000 in Ethereum on the platform as collateral. So that's basically it for lending. Yeah, Aave is the most popular one that I talk about, and a lot of you guys have already deposited into Aave. And yeah, the interest that you get that you see right here is literally the interest people are paying to borrow money from the pool that you're deposited in, right? So simple as that, fairly easy to understand, I hope. Yeah, if you guys have any questions on that, let me know in the chat right now. I'll give you like 30 seconds, but I think everybody kind of has a good grasp on that at this point. So yeah, that covers lending. Like I said, Aave is not the only DeFi app that is a lending and borrowing platform. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. So lending out of the way, right? You basically, the goal for lending is passive interest, passive income, passive interest income, whatever you want to call it. It's hands-free. It's nothing that you have to, check on or manage. Like my dad has money in Aave that he's collecting interest on, right? It's very simple. And yeah, that's it for lending. So let me check the chat if there's any questions. How do you deposit funds into Aave? Somebody messaged me. So I have, just go to my site, let's do defi.com, and I have a tutorial on doing that. Fairly simple. Cool. So let's move on to liquidity pools. Now this is a little more difficult to understand, but I promise it's really not that hard. So, okay, I got a really cool visual that I made, which helps me understand it. And I've gotten feedback that others do as well. So, okay, you guys have probably heard of like Uniswap. And here's how Uniswap is different, right? So basically Uniswap is a decentralized exchange. What that means, before I go into that, so there's centralized and decentralized exchanges, right? Centralized would be something like Binance or Coinbase, right? Where a company operates it, you give them your dollars and they'll give you crypto and charge a fee, right? So they're winning by charging fees for every buy and sell, right? Uniswap and other decentralized exchanges are not owned by any company, right? They're powered by the users and used by the users. So let me pull up Uniswap real quick. Yeah, I'll pull it up in a little bit. Basically, what Uniswap is, let's say I have $1,000 of Ethereum and I want to exchange it for, I don't know, USDC to keep it simple, right? I would go to Uniswap and I can just show you guys. Where'd it go? I go to Uniswap and put in like $1,000 of Ethereum, select USDC, and I'll make the swap, right? It tells me how much I get, and then I make the swap. But how does that swap happen if there's no company like dishing out, like making sure everything's, when you pay the Ethereum, you get the USDC. Basically, it's powered by liquidity providers. Kind of a weird word, but it's anybody. Literally, you can become a liquidity provider on Uniswap right now for any of the pairs that they have, right? And this is how you should think of it. So Uniswap works in pairs. Like there is a pool that is Ethereum and USDC, right? So if you want to provide liquidity or help power Uniswap, you just deposit an equal amount of Ethereum and USDC into that pool, right? And then when somebody comes and wants to swap one for the other, they can use your liquidity, your funds to do that, right? So if somebody comes in with Ethereum, they throw it into the pool and Uniswap takes some of my USDC and gives it to them. So that's all it is. It's basically a bunch of people providing liquidity to all these pools, all these trading pairs. And to reward them, they get like a small fee for every swap, right? So yeah, that's basically what decentralized exchanges are in a nutshell. Fairly simple. And yeah, so tying back to like how you make money, if you're a liquidity provider, or you'll hear the term LP in a decentralized exchange, you're making money from the fee that Uniswap is charging people to actually exchange tokens. Does that make sense? Let me pull up the chat. I think it's really simple. So yeah, providing liquidity is just that. You're helping power a decentralized exchange, right? Like when Uniswap launches, there was no like immediate funds from a company or something that. Yeah. So okay, I'll just wait. Like, a couple more seconds if anybody has questions on that. I know it might be confusing, but yeah, going back to this image. So essentially, you have two sides, right? You have on the left side, you have liquidity providers, people that are making money and helping power the platform by depositing pairs of crypto into these trading pair pools. On the right side, you have, let's say, someone like me that wants to swap my Ethereum for USDC. I go to Uniswap, like you guys saw. Let me pull it up. I go here and make the swap. Uniswap does all the backend stuff and yeah, spits out USDC at me from, made possible by the liquidity providers in that pool, the Ethereum and USDC pool. Okay. Yeah, guys, if you have questions, just throw them in the chat. And I'll try to answer them. So that's essentially, I'll come back to the image one more time. That's essentially what providing liquidity means. You'll hear that term a lot. Yeah, it's basically you're powering decentralized exchanges. And that's the beauty, right? If people are powering the exchanges and the Uniswap token is like voting power for the Uniswap treasury and just Uniswap in general, then it's community owned. And it's beautiful because it's owned by nobody, but also owned by everybody. So, that's the whole DeFi movement, right? We're trying to decentralize the finance world. So decentralized exchanges were kind of like the first frontier of like DeFi, right? It all started there. Let me circle back. Okay, so somebody asked, where do we obtain the Uniswap app? It's not really an app, but you can go to uniswap.org and just use Uniswap. I actually released a DeFi app wiki on my website, which let's do DeFi. Let me show you guys if you haven't seen it. Big hit, everybody's loving it. A lot of people have been asking for it, so it's finally out. If you scroll here, let's show you. Yeah, so Uniswap is listed under the exchanges, and if you click on it, you can get all the details that you guys are asking for. So yeah, check out the DApp wiki on letsdodefi.com. Fairly straightforward. I try to break all these apps down as much as possible, and I'm going to keep adding new apps. So yeah, it's a great resource for you guys. Okay, yeah, it's in provider resources as well. All right, cool. So any questions on, all right, sorry, no, yeah, Tyler, that's a great question. So Tyler said, what are the risks involved? And I'm assuming you're talking about like providing liquidity to a decentralized exchange. Yeah, there's definitely risks. So the biggest risk for decentralized exchanges as far as providing liquidity is something called impermanent loss. And it can be kind of hard to understand, but I'm gonna try to break it down as simply as I can. Basically, right? Let's say I have $1,000 of Ethereum and $1,000 of USDC, right? And I'm putting them into the Ethereum USDC pool, right? So I start off with $2,000 total, and I'm throwing them in the pool. So impermanent loss happens when my stake in that pool, my share in that pool gets off balance, right? So if a lot of people come in and want to swap USDC for Ethereum, right? So they're giving a lot of USDC and they're taking a lot of Ethereum, then the pool might get off balance and there's more USDC, right? So my share can get, my split, whatever you want to call it, into the pool will get off balance, right? I can still, how should I explain this? So there's less Ethereum in the pool, so everybody can't possibly like withdraw at once without losing money, right? It's called impermanent loss because most of the time it rebalances, right? Over time it rebalances. So liquidity providing is good if you're like bullish on something and you want to hold it for a long time. Like why not deposit it and just let it collect trading fees? You might see, your initial $2,000 that you deposit, go down to, I don't know, $1,000, right? but then it will fluctuate back. So yeah, that's called impermanent loss because it's not real loss until you realize it, right? So I can deposit money into Uniswap as a provider, and tomorrow it can go down $500, and then the next day it goes up $700. So it's weird because then price is also a factor too, right? If the price of Ethereum goes up a lot, then there's a lot of, yeah, I don't want to confuse you guys because that shit's kind of confusing. Like impermanent loss took me a while to like grasp, so I won't go into it here, but yeah, that's the risk, if that made any sense at all. Cool. Any more questions? Yeah, so there's definitely risk. It's not risk free. However, if you're providing liquidity for stablecoin pairs that are, I mean, stablecoins equal $1, right? So if you have DAI and USDC and you're providing to the DAI USDC pool, there's not much impermanent loss at all, right? It can't really get off balance. Like the price of either of those assets can't change like radically at all. So your share of the pool will be about the same price all throughout. So a lot of people, those are the pools that have like the most liquidity because they're the most risk-free. And yeah, you still collect trading fees, but yeah. And there is a decentralized exchange called Bancor, which allows you to do single-sided liquidity providing. So instead of depositing Ethereum and USDC, you can just deposit Ethereum, and it minimizes that risk of impermanent loss. Hope I didn't confuse you guys with the impermanent loss stuff. I don't want to like harp in on it because it's kind of confusing, but you watch a couple videos and you'll understand it. Somebody asked if you can purchase stable coins in Aave. No. Aave is not an exchange. It's a lending and borrowing platform. It's like a, yeah, I don't want to compare it to a bank, but yeah, Aave is not like a exchange or a marketplace. It's just literally lending and borrowing. All right, let's move on to the word or the term that I hear the most. Hold on one sec. So staking, right? Everybody and anybody that is new to DeFi refers to all of this as staking. And yeah, that's not the case. Staking is not depositing on Aave. It's not depositing liquidity onto Uniswap. So here's what staking means. Let me go back to my thread real quick. Where is it? Staking. Yeah, so staking usually means locking up your crypto or your funds, whatever, for some time frame. And not always, but that's usually what it is. And the reason is you're either helping secure a network. Like if I stake my Matic into the Polygon network, then my Matic is used for verifying transactions on the Polygon network. So because it's proof of stake. I don't want to confuse you guys, but yeah, staking usually means helping secure a network by putting your crypto assets, like committing your crypto assets for some amount of time. And not all staking is like time locks. Like, so I think for a Matic, if you're staking Matic on Polygon, I don't think there's like a lockup period. So yeah, it's not always like you're committing for a year or something like that. But yeah, understand that staking usually means like long-term helping secure a network by putting up your assets. Another use case, I guess, for staking is, let's say I launch a new token, right? Called Kris. And I want everybody to be able to like buy Kris, the Kris token, right? But that can't happen if there's no liquidity, right? Let's say I put it on Uniswap and there's only, there's 1,000 Kris tokens in a pool, but there's like 5 USDC, right? So there's not enough liquidity for people to use that pool and for people to buy my token. You guys get that? Right? So I would have to incentivize like, hey, if you guys stake my token into the Kris USDC pool, and then take the tokens you get for that represent your share in that pool and stake them on my platform, I'm going to reward you guys in more Kris tokens, right? And I'm just basically using rewards to get you guys to help add liquidity so people can buy my token. That's what a lot of DeFi apps do. Alchemix, for one, does that. I mean, it's not just Alchemix, it's literally almost every DeFi app when it launches. So yeah, staking is just incentivizing, you know, either a security or incentivizing like liquidity. That's it. That's staking. And usually when you're staking something, you're getting rewarded in the same asset that you're staking. So if you stake Matic on the Polygon network, you're getting Matic rewarded back to you, right? Let me open up the chat. Is there any questions on staking? So somebody asked, is impermanent loss like unrealized gains? Similarly, I'll like tell newcomers to think of it like that, just because when you start trying to think of like the actual back end, what's going on in the back end to cause impermanent loss, it'll make your brain hurt, like me included. So think of it as unrealized gains or unrealized losses, basically, not gains. The risks of staking. You know, with staking, the biggest risk is staking into wherever without knowing that there is a time lockup. So I had a friend of mine's like stake Ethereum into the 2.0 contract on like Kraken exchange or something like that. And he wanted to send some Ethereum, right, to pay for something. But then he realized that his Ethereum is like stuck in there or staked in there until Ethereum 2.0 comes out, right? He didn't really know that or pay attention when he was first staking it. So yeah, that's a risk kind of, right? Like you're committing your asset into that staking pool or whatever, wherever you're staking it for a long time. And I guess a lot of people don't realize that. I don't know. But yeah, usually they can make like a fee if you want to pull out early. So
come on.
Hold on. Gotta mute somebody. Yeah, is there any questions on staking? That was a good question, by the way. Yeah, there's definitely risks. I tend to like gloss over the risks just because I got so much on my mind. So yeah, always remind me to talk about the risks of things. Yeah, I don't know who was unmuted, but it's all good. Yeah, just please try to mute yourself. Okay, so is there any questions on staking? Right, I think I was fairly thorough with it. All right, cool. So if there's no questions, I'm gonna move on. I'm not gonna talk about recommendations for like where to stake, just because that's like whole nother topic. But I want you guys to understand the fundamentals, right? That's what these classes are for. And you know, people ask me, what do I buy? Where do I stake? Where do I farm? Like, sure, I'll make guides for that, but that's not what I want you guys to learn. It may seem annoying, but trust me, like when you realize how all this works, you'll be able to identify those opportunities by yourself. And that's when the money starts like popping up. Like I was telling somebody, I forgot who it was, but a friend of mine in DeFi that I met, which I kind of call like my farming mentor, he was making like, he's always making money, but on this specific new farm that he found, he was making like 3,600 a day, 3,000, almost $4,000 a day from farming this thing. And you can't, like, if I was to tell you guys like where to farm, what to farm, like once that play is over, you'll just ask again, right? So the whole point here is to teach you how it all works and how to identify it. That's basically it. So yeah, bear with me, but trust me, like I'm doing this because this is the way I would have wanted to learn like a year ago. Somebody asked, can you stake any amount or is there a limit? Yeah, this is gonna depend on like the app or the platform, but usually there isn't like a limit. I don't think. It's like if I had a token and I wanted people to provide liquidity for it, I don't think I'm gonna give them a limit. Like, hey, no, you can't stake that much. I don't think it makes sense. Good question though. Yeah, definitely use the Discord to like talk about things from the class, like where to stake, what to stake, right? So I'm gonna teach you the ground level stuff that you need to know, and then Discord it's like further discussion on all this stuff. But yeah, looks like Everybody kind of understands staking for the most part. It's not really difficult to understand. I mean, it's fairly straightforward. But yeah, don't confuse it with like Aave. Aave, when you're depositing money in there, you're not staking. You're lending your money. So I wanted to differentiate that because everybody calls everything staking. Like pool together, right? If you're depositing into a pool, a lottery pool, and pool together, you're not staking your money. You're participating in a no loss lottery. So yeah, not everything is staking. By the way, speaking of like staking and rewards, which I'm about to get to in a second, like you guys got to take advantage, man. I told you guys about the USDT pool giving free Matic like a month ago. And yeah, look at this. Like I have 55 Matic just chilling here, waiting for me to claim, right? And on Aave, I probably have more. Let me move this. On Aave, I have almost 40 more Matic, right? So that's, I don't know how much money that is. I really haven't checked prices in days, but I'm getting a bunch of free Matic from these rewards programs. And then I'm going to stake it into the Polygon network to get like double-digit APY. So I'm literally, this is like not even compounding income, guys. This is like money out of nowhere that I'm getting from rewards. And then I'm staking that money to make APY on free money. It's just, yeah, it's hard to explain, but you guys got to take advantage, man. Yeah, you can flip it too. And here's the thing, like I'm getting, let's say I have 38 Matic. Let's say it took me like a week to get this, right? Let's say the percentage that, how much was it? I don't know, 4%. Let's say they're paying Matic 4% APR. If Matic doubles, that 4% just went to 8%, right? So personally, I don't really plan on selling my Matic like right now or anytime soon. So I know in the future, this is going to be like 30%, right? Just because I expect Matic to appreciate in value. Same thing with Alchemix, right? I'm staking the Alchemix token. It's been in there for like 2 months, 3 months. I don't even know, but I'm just letting it, I'm just getting free rewards. And yeah, I'm holding on to them and hoping that one day, right, they appreciate in value. So the APY I was getting on them is way more than advertised. Yeah, exactly. Antonio's got the right idea. Yeah, I saw somebody say that they're lost right now. I don't mean to like get sidetracked, but basically, guys, what we're talking about is the different ways of making money in DeFi, focusing on the Twitter thread I made like 2 days ago. And we covered lending, which is like Aave, right? Depositing money into Aave. It's kind of like a bank account, except you keep a lot more of the profits that the bank account makes, right? We covered liquidity pools like Uniswap. And this will all be recorded, by the way, so you can rewatch it. Yeah, and now we're on staking, which we basically finished. Any more questions on staking before I move on? Tyler, message me on Twitter and I'll answer that question, but not right now. Exactly. Yeah, like Antonio said, guys, that's why I'm like so passionate. And my apologies if I've ever like rubbed somebody the wrong way, but like when somebody asks me what do I buy so I can like flip or this, I'm like, yo, you can get free money. Like these rewards programs that these treasuries are dishing out, it's free money. Like you saw, I have like 80 Matic that I'm about to claim and people are trying to like buy and sell Matic. Like learn this stuff so you can take advantage of all this free money. And it's not just like these platforms, there's a bunch going around. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of like trying to instill in you guys. All right, cool. Let's move on to number 5. This is also kind of what I was just talking about. The term you'll hear used, and don't let it like confuse you or it sounds like a weird word, but it's called liquidity mining. Basically, take advantage of free rewards. Like when a app launches, like Aave, when they launched on Polygon, they introduced a liquidity mining program, which is basically like a rewards program. Like, you've heard credit cards giving you free cash back after you spend like $1,000 the first week, right? It's basically them like trying to incentivize new users by giving out rewards that they're paying out of their pocket for. That's what liquidity mining is. It's just rewards programs. So yeah, like Aave still has theirs going on, right? It's not as crazy as it was the first like month or two, but yeah, these, so this will be the normal interest you're getting right now. And then this box is the Matic rewards, the rewards program that they're giving to users. So that's all it is. Liquidity mining is literally just rewards programs. Think of it that way. When a DeFi app launches, or not even launch, it could be like 2 years old, right? If there's a vote in the community and people want to, I don't know, use some of the treasury funds to give rewards to new users or everybody, right? That's what liquidity mining means. Cool. I don't see any questions. Yeah, liquidity mining. I know that was pretty quick definition, but it's not that difficult, guys. It sounds weird at first because like, what the hell is liquidity and what do you mean by mining? But think of it, rewards program. That's all it is. How often do they pay you? Good question. So my rewards, let me show you guys. Like on Aave, for example, if I click claim, my Matic rewards are accumulating in real time, as you guys see, right? So I can claim them whenever I want, basically. So they're paying you by like the second. Yeah, it's kind of weird because you don't really see this in traditional finance, but yeah, I'm watching my money go up, my rewards go up. Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah, and if I click claim, I can just go ahead and claim my Matic and sell it. I can provide liquidity with it. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. All the things I just talked about, right? Like let's say providing liquidity, or even let's keep it simple, lending, right? What I'm doing is I'll claim this 38 free Matic, and check this out. I'll redeposit it back into Aave. Go to my dashboard. I'll redeposit it back into Aave and get another 4 or 5% on the free money, right? So that's why I'm teaching you this stuff, because you can like not only get free money, but you can redeposit that to make more money and keep growing and growing. And I don't mean to throw the term free money around, but at this point, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, it's crazy. Like most of the stuff is like hard to believe. I get it. Yeah, liquidity mining rewards program. That's how I want you guys to remember that. Any questions? Farming a lot. Yeah, I was getting to yield farming next, so good question there. But yeah, any questions on anything that we've covered so far? If you want, raise your hand in on Zoom, and I'll unmute you so you can ask as well, because we went over all that fairly quickly, but it's not that complicated, right? And I've obviously like taken the time to like break it down and explain to people, but most people will kind of confuse you even further. Yeah, let me know if there's any questions. Looks like nobody's got any questions. Should I move on? Next thing we're going to talk about is yield farming. So if everybody's good, we can just move on to that, I guess. And then we can like roll off into Q&A for like a couple minutes. Finish things off. All right, cool. I'm not seeing any questions, so let's move on to yield farming. Now, who here has heard that term yield farming? It's everywhere. Have you guys run across this before and probably wondered what the hell, why is farming a part of DeFi? Yeah. All right, let me sec. So you buy crypto on the app that makes money off of sitting there. Lando, yeah, I'm not buying, I'm depositing my crypto in here. And not to go off topic. Okay, so yield farming. What is yield farming? So first you got to understand what yield means. It's basically like your assets generating income or interest, whatever it is. It's basically using assets that you already own to make more money, right? That's kind of what yield means. And farming references like these rewards programs that I was just talking about, right? So technically, like this is kind of yield farming, right? I'm getting free Matic from using crypto assets that I already own, right? I'm putting them to work to get Matic tokens, right? So that can be like I'm getting yield and I'm farming, meaning I'm trying to get as much Matic rewards as I can for free. And there's plenty of these opportunities in DeFi. So yeah, yield farming can mean a lot of things. People will use it like to describe a lot. But let's say, get creative, right? So I'm depositing my crypto assets into Aave, getting interest on them. So that's one income source. And I'm getting free Matic, right? And then I can take that Matic and start one of these liquidity or contribute to a liquidity pool on Uniswap and get trading fees from people using Uniswap from Matic that I got for free, right? So it's basically trying to get the most money by like actively like depositing, claiming rewards, putting them somewhere else and making more, like getting more interest. It's like an active game, right? You're trying to take advantage of different opportunities all throughout DeFi. So that's what yield farming basically means. Like I can take this Matic and then I can sell it for USDC. Then I can try to short Bitcoin. If I think it's going to go down, then I can make money off that and put it back into Aave. Like it's like, I don't mean to confuse you guys, but it's basically like you're out there, your money is hustling. Like you're trying to use your money to make more money in the DeFi world. That's kind of what yield farming is. It's like your money just hustling. So there was a question, safe to think of it as APY, getting something in return, essentially. Yeah, well, what exactly are you referring to? Because again, APY, you'll see it everywhere, like right here, APY. APY just means, yeah, your return, basically, like annualized return. Okay, yeah, yield farming, yeah, man, it's just, like I said, it's you just trying to put your money to work. That's like the basic definition of yield farming. If I was to like explain it to my dad, that's what I would say, like putting your crypto to work. Yeah, the screen you're seeing right now is Aave, yeah. Yeah, this is Aave. Yeah, so before I move on, is there any questions at all on anything? There's no dumb questions, I promise. Like whatever you ask, I'll try to do my best to answer. There's no dumb questions because DeFi is so new. I don't want anybody feeling like I don't want to ask. I might sound dumb. Like, yo, we're all dumb. Like I was dumb just like a year ago to a lot of this stuff. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions. Marissa, do you keep any money in traditional savings accounts or do you move it all into crypto to yield farm? So yeah, most of my net worth is in crypto spread out in different wallets. I have a little bit in my TD Ameritrade stock account with like, I think Microsoft shares. I know this is off topic, but yeah, I got like Microsoft, Boeing, whatever. Like, yeah, I have a little bit in my stock trading account, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna move most of it over. My bank doesn't hold that much of my money anymore. I've kind of like transitioned into just like this DeFi degen. Can you yield farm on Aave? If they have rewards, I mean, yeah, you can yield farm anywhere, right? Yield farming is just getting more money. Like money makes money, right? Corden asks, so are you earning interest from the coins monthly or yearly? Corden, good question. So this is my balance on Aave, and as you see, it's going up by the second. So my interest, like just the interest on Aave, is compounding by the second, which is crazy to not even newcomers, to everybody. But yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Like Aave was one of those first apps I used in DeFi a while back. And when I saw this, like my interest compounding, I was like, holy shit, like this is it. Where can I find opportunities on liquidity farming? Uh, Farming opportunities, I would say, I was gonna say like make sure you learn how all this stuff works, but it's just being in the space. My yield farming guide is a great place to start, and I promise, I will get the Matic staking guide up as soon as I can because there's like double-digit APY to be had for your Matic. It's probably the best right now. So yeah, I promise I'll get that up. But yeah, my yield farming guide is free, of course, and it's a great place to start. Uh, all right, so somebody said that makes no sense. Balance is still 30K. What do you mean? I mean, yeah, my balance is not going to increase by like $100 a second. It gradually increase. I mean, the rates aren't crazy, but I don't know what you mean. I'll link the guide in the Discord after class. But yeah, so that's yield farming, basically like putting your money to work, your money hustling out there in the DeFi world. And yeah, so it looks like there's no more questions. How does that translate into actual USD? Like what is liquefying? All right, so there's some confusion on Aave, right? That's what it seems like in the chat. First of all, Lando Williams, yeah. So basically Aave is like a savings account that, yeah, think of it like a saving. I'm not gonna confuse you guys, I'm gonna keep it simple. Aave is like a savings account, which you can also borrow from. And it's just crypto. So yeah, if you want, you can buy USDC or DAI and not be exposed to like crazy price swings and just throw it on Aave, let it sit, let it collect interest. That's what my dad is actually doing. I got him hip like not too long ago. Okay, another question. I'm new to crypto. Will the yield farming guide help me? Yeah. Made it fairly simple. It's all videos. No, there's no dumb questions, man. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'll link my yield farming guide in Discord after class here in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Andre asked, can you please explain what the number that is changing next to your balance is? That's not your new balance, is it? Oh, okay, yeah. So this, I think you're referring to this. It's just like fractions of a penny, right? Because your money is not going to increase by like $1 a second or a penny a second, right? But it isn't like you'll notice it just went to 66 cents from 65. So this is just like a feature to let you visually see that your money is increasing, right? So this is my balance. It's not a different number. It's just like my balance is 0.66 cents, and then one is a fraction of a cent, and then it gets getting lower and lower. That makes sense? Yeah, I don't want to like focus on like Aave or anything, but one more thing to cover. All right, let's talk about yield aggregators. Basically, I look at yield aggregators like a mutual fund. It's I think how do I say it here? Yeah, money manager. It's like a money manager, right? There's apps like Yearn Finance where instead of you having to focus on new farming opportunities and like being active in the space, like you deposit your crypto in Yearn Finance into like a big ass pool of, let's say they have a bunch of different assets like Ethereum, USDC, DAI, just a lot of assets. You deposit into there and they'll take that, like all the money in the pool, and they'll go farm with it. Like, and it's not a person, it's a community thinking of strategies. And basically it's just code that's executing those strategies for you in DeFi. And they're giving you a percentage, right? So yeah, yield aggregators is like just mutual fund. It's a money manager. If you don't feel like doing any work, you just want to put your money in DeFi and let a DeFi app farm it for you. That's what these are. Yield aggregators like you're in finance. Any questions on that? And guys, you can feel free to like raise your hand in Zoom. Somebody just, yeah, feel free to raise your hand in Zoom if you have like a question you want to get out there too. I'll unmute you. And I know I'm kind of like going over this like fairly quickly, but I mean, there's not too much to like focus on. It's fairly simple. You can access my Twitter thread anytime. It's like a great summary of all this. I'll link it in Discord. And this is also recorded, so feel free to listen back to it. So we have a question of what's the minimum transaction one can do to learn and get comfortable, like get an account. Glad you asked. So let me just go ahead and link this in the Discord because a lot of people are asking this question. So this is the sole reason, like the only reason I made my website, and that's for beginners to get their hands dirty in DeFi. I feel like most of you have been on it, but I just posted it in the Discord. Let's do DeFi.com. It's literally just easy to follow guides, definitions, explanations of everything you need to know. Well, most of the things you need to know. And let me actually just open it in case nobody has, well, I know you guys have seen it, but yeah, this is what it is. It's, I would recommend that you start with the top half, like learn what all of these are, what dApps are, what a crypto wallet is, NFTs, whatever. NFTs is optional, but then like down here, you have the actual guides, like buying crypto with dollars, right? Getting actually dipping your toes in DeFi, like earning interest on Aave, which a couple of you have already asked. Like the guide is on here. Yeah, literally why I made the site, to answer a bunch of people's questions at once, like at any time. Yeah, any questions on anything we've covered so far? Let's see. Marissa says, I learned how to deposit in Aave from the videos. Hell yeah. Love to see it, man. I've been getting so many DMs from people that are like depositing into Pool Together and Aave, and I love it. Yeah, if you guys do anything in DeFi, message me, tweet me. I love to see that stuff. Like I love to see my guides like actually helping people. Yeah, so I think there was one more, and I don't really want to talk about it. Basically, I would suggest that you guys go watch my latest video on YouTube. It talks about, it's basically like you can trade stocks on the blockchain. Like you can buy Netflix shares with your crypto. You can trade your Netflix shares for Facebook shares in a single transaction, like that type of stuff, like crazy stuff. Definitely watch my YouTube video on that. Crazy stuff. Clickable cards are cool. Yeah, just some web design magic. That's all. Appreciate that you like that. Yeah, guys. So let's roll over to like Q&A. If anybody wants to just shoot off questions, I know that was like kind of a lot of information at once. So let's do Q&A for like 15 minutes, and we can basically wrap this up. I mean, yeah, pooling is really cool for sure. Yeah, so I'm all ears. Raise your hand if you have questions, or just type them in chat, whatever. Let's talk about it. We just covered a lot of ground pretty quickly. Okay, I've seen the APY change in liquidity pools. How or why does that fluctuate? Can you elaborate? Like, are you talking about like on Uniswap or decentralized exchanges, like those type of liquidity pools? And the short answer before you even like tell me like more information is that DeFi, like all these DeFi apps are powered by users, right? So if like the interest rate on Aave goes down for USDC, it's because there's more supply of USDC than there is demand for borrowing. So it's like a live market prices, like market rates. So yeah, when you see APYs change, like this isn't a company, right? This isn't a bank. They're not offering you like a fixed rate, like 2 or 4% fixed for life. Like, no, this is actual, like you're making money from other people using the platform and vice versa. Like it's literally connecting people like peer to peer, unlike banks and all that stuff. So yeah, you'll see APYs fluctuate, you'll see interest rates fluctuate. It's literally just market price, market rates. Hey Charlotte, welcome in. So Charlotte wants me to talk about farming some more. Like I mentioned, like I told the class, basically farming is, it's like putting your crypto to work. Like it's your crypto hustling to make money, whether that's like putting it into Aave, like you see here, getting free Matic rewards, and then you could do whatever you want. Like you can stake your Matic to make more money, right? And keep doing that. You can redeposit your free Matic back into Aave to, make even more interest. It's just like putting your crypto to work, utilizing like all these different strategies and platforms that are available to you in DeFi. So that's kind of what farming is in like 1 minute. Yeah, any more questions? Let's keep it going. Remember, no dumb questions. Yeah, who was it? Riley G. Yeah, Riley, I hope that kind of answered your question. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you guys about. Harvest Finance, something really cool. They have really good APY, especially for Ethereum. Like, look at this, guys, 9.17%. And this will vary, like Riley was talking about, like this could be 5% tomorrow, but yeah, I'm gonna talk about, I have so much like apps and stuff that I want to introduce you guys to. Harvest Finance is definitely one of them. What's the name of your video trading stock with crypto? Actually, let me find it here in provider resources for you guys. Here it is. So if you go to provider resources, the chat room, it's like this. Oh shit, it's kind of up there. I'll just copy and paste it into the DeFi chat. 1 second. Yeah, it's right there. Paste it for you guys. What app is that can wrap your Ethereum? I don't want to like get into that. Basically, wrapped Ethereum, yeah, it'll confuse a lot of people, but the easiest thing is to go to like Uniswap and choose Ethereum if you want to wrap your Ethereum, and wrapped Ether, there it is. Yeah, so Uniswap will just do that for you. You can exchange your Ethereum for wrapped Ethereum, just because some of these dApps only accept wrapped Ethereum. And like I said, I don't want to confuse you guys. Just know that you can wrap or get wrapped Ethereum on Uniswap or SushiSwap or any of these decentralized exchanges. No, man, you're good. You're good. No dumb questions. Okay, Riley asked, when the swap fee is 30% of the overall APY pool, what does the 30% swap fee represent? Riley, can you tell me what platform specifically you're talking about? I have a feeling it's SushiSwap, but I'll let you tell me. Balancer. Okay. Yeah. So you're looking at the rewards. So yeah, Balancer is a perfect example. So let me actually pull that up. Balancer, I think V2. So yeah, Balancer, since they launched like a version 2 recently, they're also doing, like we talked about, liquidity mining, right? Like a rewards program. So let me open that up for you guys. So what Riley's asking is, why is the APY changing? And I'll explain that. So if you hover over any of these pools on Balancer, right here on the APY, you'll see like 55% APY. So yeah, 0.29 or 0.30% is the interest or the money you're getting from swap fees. So when people are exchanging one token for the other in the pool that you're in, right? And the majority of the APY is, you see how it says liquidity mining, which is just what we talked about. That just means rewards program. So just in your mind, when you see liquidity mining, just think rewards program. Balancer is paying out of pocket, right, to incentivize more people to come here, use it, deposit, provide liquidity. And yeah, so the total APY is just the majority, at least, is from the rewards program. So that might go up or down depending. Like if everybody pulled money out of this pool right now, the APY would go up because there's less people to pay out to. You get what I mean? But if more and more money comes in, that APY is split among more and more people, so it's going to go down. And it also is going to naturally go down because I'm pretty sure they have like a declining scale of like week 1, we're giving out a lot, week 2, less rewards, week 3, less rewards, and so on. Good question, very good question. But perfect example of how like this lesson will now has taught you guys to like identify that, right? And that's exactly like what I'm trying to get at. So it might not click now, but in a day, a week, a month, when you actually like stumble across this and you're like, oh shit, okay, liquidity mining, I know what that means. That's a reward program. So they're giving out free tokens out of their treasury to like incentivize new users. So let me hop in on this, get free rewards, and then do farming or whatever the hell you want to do. So yeah, that was a very good question. Keep them coming, guys. We got a couple more minutes here. Couple more minutes. Appreciate it, Riley. What was Mark Cuban invested in that tanked? Was that farming? What do you look out for to avoid that situation? Great question. Yeah, so Mark Cuban, he wasn't necessarily invested in it. He was just providing liquidity on exchange. He was providing liquidity on exchange to get swap fees. And yeah, it was called Iron Finance, or Titan was the token, and then Iron was like the stable coin that failed. But what you do, and actually I lost a tiny bit of money because I was just like, let me try this. Like it was a crazy APY that was like unbelievable. And but like I knew that. Like I knew something could go wrong here. Because it was like a new stable coin, which I knew like, yeah, it was probably gonna lose its peg because it's brand new and these things usually don't play out well. But like my farming mentor says, he always tells me, buy the lesson. Like you're not sure if you want to try this out because you're scared to lose money, try it because you want to buy the lesson, right? I'm gonna pay to learn that this is too good to be true. This like this is the risk, or these are the risks, and next time I know. So like that's what I always go by. Donnie, for someone who came in 20 minutes ago, sorry, I have a friend in real life called Donnie. That's weird. For someone who came in 20 minutes ago, where would you suggest I start towards the rewards program we were speaking about earlier? I would suggest, so this is going to be recorded, so don't sweat it. Like you're not going to miss it all. It'll be posted probably like in a day or two. So yeah, you can always rewatch this, but I would go to, first of all, my Twitter thread is something you should probably like bookmark because it kind of goes over literally this whole lesson. But if you want to get involved, I would start with Aave or Pool Together. Pool Together is also like, as you see here, I got like 55 free Matic that I can just claim at any point. But everybody that's new, everybody go to letsdodefi.com. That is my website that explains everything in a simple fashion. And we also have like very easy to follow guides for getting started with DeFi, right? And we also have the DApp wiki, which is like brand new. I don't know why it's not clicking right now, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff on there. It's basically the one place that every newcomer should go through. Okay, somebody asked. Okay. Is staking the same as farming? No. Yeah, we covered that. So just for like the sake of time, we don't have much time left. I won't talk about staking versus farming again, but yeah, check out my Twitter thread, man. It goes over staking and farming, kind of breaks down what they mean. And you can always rewatch this later. So yeah, thank God it's recorded. The DApp wiki is huge, helps a ton. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'm so happy like people love it. And I'm gonna keep adding new dApps to it. We're kind of coming up on time. Like we've been at it for like a little more than an hour now. Belinda, definitely not gonna go into paying taxes because I have no idea on most of the stuff. Let somebody else handle that. My Twitter name is the Kris K. There you go. At the Kris K. Yeah. And like I said, guys, if you ever do anything in DeFi that like you're kind of proud of, like, damn, this is kind of cool, tweet me, message me. Like, I want to hear about it. Love hearing about it. So yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap it up here in a minute or two. Any last questions? And how was this presentation? Like, did I do a good job of explaining things? Because I know this stuff could be like overwhelming, intimidating, and you know, I try to make it the easiest that I can for you guys and for everybody, because like I want people to experience like crazy stuff going on in DeFi that I've been experiencing. What is normal range of APY? Yeah, there is no normal. There's no normal range. APY is just whatever the market decides. Supply and demand. Trey, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, like I said, follow me on Twitter. If I tweet like short snippets of all these things like randomly sometimes to like help people understand. Go to my website, letsdodefi.com. Marcus, appreciate that, man. I'm glad you guys are like understanding. It can be hard to explain, man. Like the hardest thing to do is like break complicated things down into like simple terms, but it's rewarding. Like it's helping a lot of people, so it's all good. Yeah, cool. Any last questions, guys, before we wrap this up? Awesome. Cool. If you guys have any questions in the Discord, DeFi or crypto chat, just tag me and ask away. And I'm also on Twitter too. So yeah, I'm everywhere. Thank you guys for listening in, staying till the end. Thank you, Marissa. And yeah, till next Saturday. Hope I did a good job and helped you guys learn something new. If I did, great. Hit me up on Twitter. All right, guys. That was it for this class. Let me just stop sharing here. Cool. Had a fun time. I'll see you guys. Like I said, I'm around everywhere, Twitter, Discord. So don't be afraid to ask. No dumb questions, like I said. Thank you, Vincent. And yeah, guys, that's class for this week. I'll see you guys next Saturday. Yeah, talk to you guys soon. Thank you.